I'm hoping that you might have had a pack like this through the post this week. It will have some different things that will help you with Sunday school activities over the next few weeks. And this week, you might find it useful to use the coloured tissue. In this week's story, we are looking at a time where Jesus cooked his friends, his disciples, a breakfast by the beach after they'd been fishing at night time. And we're going to make a campfire a bit like the one that Jesus cooked breakfast on. So here is the first step. We're going to find some card, draw a large circle on that card and draw a small circle in the middle. Then we'll draw some lines between the little circle and the big circle so it looks a bit like a sunshine. We're going to cut that shape out. Let me show you.
Oh, you're using a plate, Mum.
Ah, yes, well, it's an easy way of making a circle shape. There you go. And then to make the little circle...
Oh, a cup?
Yes. Nice and easy. We just need it roughly in the middle. It doesn't need to be perfect.
What are you doing, Mum? You're drawing lines?
I'm drawing lines. So these lines will be the sticks of your campfire.
Ah, that makes more sense.
Okay. I'm not going to cut my circle out because I cut one out earlier.
Oh, wow, organised.
Okay. So, step 2. We need to cut some of the leftover card into strips. I've done this already. And then you can colour your card in to make it look like wood if you need to, but my card's already brown. Then you need to bend the sticks so that your fire stands out. Let me show you. First I need to cut a slit.
So you're cutting a slit in the middle?
Yes, and I've got my wooden sticks. I've not painted my campfire because I found some brown card, but you might want to paint yours so it looks a bit more like wood, or you could colour it in so it looks a bit more like wood. Okay, so hopefully in a minute my campfire will stand.
So you're folding
up.
the corners of it?
So it stands up.
Ah, folding
and then you
corners.
can use the little bits of wood later on when we've got some flames to balance like the sticks of wood to make the campfire look a bit bigger. But you're right, sometimes they do fall over and it's funny. Okay, so that is step 2. Time for step 3. So we're going to make the flames now. Now you could just scrunch your tissue paper up to make the flames, but I'm going to use some paper to make the flames by cutting and colouring it. Then I'm going to roll them up and I'm going to push my flames through the middle of the campfire. I've already made some of my flames here and I'm just going to make another set. So I'll cut some of my paper off here. And I'm just going to fold it in half and fold it in half again, and I'm going to draw a little line at the bottom with a gap and then do 2 slopey lines so they meet in the middle. When you cut those out, you will end up with some flame shapes.
Oh wow, they're looking great.
And what you need to do, I've got some big flame shapes here and some little flame shapes. You just need to roll your flames up like this. Can you see?
Oh wow.
So it works well if you use lots of different flames. So I made these flames earlier.
They're looking great.
Here we go.
So are you going to slit these in the middle?
I'm going to push these in that slit I made earlier. That's perfect, Beth. That's exactly what I'm going to do.
Glad to hear I've been listening.
And this will be my fire.
Ah.
But you could just use coloured tissue and just push that in exactly the same way as I'm going to push this paper in next.
So you can either use the coloured tissue or you can use the paper?
Yes,
okay.
Either works. So I cut my slit earlier and I'm just literally going to push my white bit of paper in, and now I've got something that looks a bit more like a campfire. Now what it's missing are some stones around the outside, and that is step 5. Or step 4 even.
Lost count.
I did lose count. We're going to add a rock edge by scrunching up small bits of paper and place them around my campfire. Now this is just scrap paper. It was some of Katie's maths test from last week. She's finished with it now. So I can use that paper to scrunch up and to make a little rock boundary to my fire. I'm just going to do a couple more.
Looks great.
There you go, one more will do it for now. But if you've got more time, you can make your boundary go the whole way around the outside of your fire. And we have one step left. Step 5, we need to make some food to cook on our campfire. Jesus cooked his friend's breakfast and we are going to make some food. I'm going to make a fish just like Jesus, so I'm going to draw my fish and cut my fish out.
And don't worry, they don't need to be neat, do they, Mum?
They don't need to be perfectly neat. If you have more time than me, you could obviously colour your food in. And if you don't like fish, you might choose to draw some other food to cut up and cook on your pretend barbecue. Now, this is the important bit. You need to make 2 holes. So fold your paper in half, little slit at the top and little slit at the bottom. And you can either use a stick or I found a wooden spoon and I'm just going to use the slits to thread my fish onto my wooden spoon.
Clever.
And I can pretend to cook my food over my fire. So that is how you make a campfire, just like Jesus did.
Well done.